Hello, peeps. So much better. Okay. The reason I am not filming with my camera a lot lately is not because I don't have the time. We have rechargeable batteries, and they have been great, but they are getting old. And as rechargeable batteries get older, they eventually stop holding a charge. And when they stop holding a charge, you can't use them. So I had to order new rechargeable batteries, and they haven't gotten here yet. And all our rechargeable batteries are dead. I have rechargeable batteries coming today, but who knows when they're going to get here or if they're even going to come to the door. They could end up in the mailbox. And guys, right now in Pennsylvania, I'm not sure if you're watching this in Texas or California or someplace where the weather is amazingly warm. But right now in Pennsylvania, it is 29 degrees with a wind chill factor of 16. I'm not going to my mailbox without a car. It is on my property, but you gotta remember, I live in a townhouse complex. We are the second last house from the end. Like this. We are the second to last house in the line. The mailboxes are all the way at the beginning of the line. We're the second to last house. So it's a long walk in wind chill factor of 16 with the wind blowing, and there is still snow on the ground and in the trees, and when it blows it picks up the snow, and when the snow hits your face with the wind blowing, it feels like shards of glass. So I'm not doing that. Tomorrow I am going to the library, and I probably will be doing something else tomorrow. So I will check the mailbox tomorrow. Maybe I'll actually be able to film with my camera tomorrow. We'll see. I see there's one person watching. The person I banned from my channel is no longer banned. I did that. I banned him from my channel out of anger and hurt and resentfulness, and I shouldn't have done that. So he's actually allowed to be on my channel again. I was very hurt at some things he did, and I was very hurt at some things that happened, and I banned him out of anger, and that's not something I should do, because I mean, God and my family has given me so many chances. All the times I've lied, I need to be more godlike in that. So he is actually allowed back on my channel. I'm not sure if he's on right now. He might be at the gym, or he might be out biking. He's actually trying to take better care of himself health-wise, which I applaud him for that. So if you're watching, good job, Cyclone. We're all cheering for you. But tell me some of your New Year's resolutions. I'm going to get mine so I can read off mine for you guys. I have a nice ribbon in my house that I clip these to so I can always get to them easily. So my first resolution is to do yoga. My husband got me a yoga mat upstairs that has different stretches and different yoga poses on them. The first night I had it upstairs in my house, I did one of the poses and I couldn't get out of it. And it was painful on my thighs. And I was like, help me. It's like a reclining warrior. You have your knees up under you and you lay back. And I used to be able to do that all the time as a kid. So I'm laying there in pain, waiting for him to get out of the bathroom. He got me out. Okay. Learn Hebrew. I have an app on my phone that's teaching me Hebrew. I just think the language is really pretty and I'd like to learn it. Clean my house more. I hate cleaning. I hate cleaning. I hate cleaning. Learn ASL, which is American Sign Language. Again, app on my phone. I love, I've always found sign language very interesting. I've always wanted to learn it. Go back to church. I have not been back to church in a while, and I need to get back to that. So, yeah. Continue to eat healthy. Me and my husband are going to try to eat healthier. I have a condition, which you've heard, if you've been with my channel for a while, you've seen the old videos of I have a condition called endometriosis. I actually have a diet that if I stick to it, my periods are a lot less painful. I have seen I've seen the benefits of this diet, and I am really excited to keep going with it. My husband is not the best person at eating healthy, so hopefully this will help him out too. Learn Klingon. If you do not know what Klingon is, Star Trek. The Klingons from Star Trek. I have a program on my. I have a YouTube videos on my computer in my likes category, and I am learning Klingon. My husband thinks it's fun. Read more. I used to love to read as a child. I need to go to the library tomorrow. I was going to today. It's so cold, and their parking lot is a good walk from their building. Like it's in the back of their building, but you have to go in the front of their building. So it's a long walk, but I need to start reading more. I used to love to when I was little. And go for a walk. This is more in the spring and summer, guys, because right now it is too cold to do that. So that goes to the bottom of the pile. Actually, that goes out of the pile right now. And we're going to mix these up and see what today's resolution is. Oh, thank you whoever gave me a like. I love getting likes. That's amazing. Jeremy, if you're watching, we really miss you on the broadcast. And Cyclone have kind of been wondering where you are. What's happened to you? Hello, whoever's watching. Alrighty. I can't see them. My eyes are closed, so you guys get to see where everything is. I don't know where anything is. Do yoga today. I love doing yoga. Yoga is so much fun and so relaxing, guys. I love doing yoga. I actually feel better after I've done yoga. So I'm going to let this go for a walk. That's too cold to do right back there. I did see the cats at my parents' house today. They're all in front of the barn getting sun because it's so cold out. Poor little things. And don't say, you shouldn't have your cats outside, okay? Guys, they have an entire barn with straw and each other to keep warm. And they can also go under the house. They're fine. There's bushes and trees everywhere they can cuddle into. I drink a little too fast. So, yeah. So, also, so I was supposed to have counseling this morning. So I drove down there, and my counseling service, they do have my new number. They have my new phone number. And my counselor couldn't meet with me this morning. And so they left me a voicemail, and they looked and sent me a text. But by accident, they used my old number, not the new one I gave them. So I drove all the way down there not knowing that I didn't have counseling today. So, oh, well. You're gonna have days like that. But I have a new appointment all set up for later this month, so that's okay. Not next week, but the week after. So I do want to talk to you guys about this the original wormwood combination herbal supplement that I am going to start taking today. We all have parasites. This is what the pill looks like. All of us have parasites in us, and this actually starves them out. If you drink a lot of sugar, eat a lot of sugar, like I do, the parasites are attracted to that sugar. Now, how I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to be taking 2 of these before I eat supper tonight. Now, trust me, when you start taking this, according to my husband, you will feel tired in the beginning. By day 3, you won't even notice that you're feeling tired. I hope. At least that's what he said. He's getting me into this. It's created by Dr. Berg, I think my husband said. And take these with water and then drink iced tea. The sugar, I'm going to be taking these with water before supper and then drinking some iced tea because the sugar will attract the parasites and they'll eat the sugar and they'll also eat this and this will kill them. So, you can read that. My camera will focus. Okay, it's KROEGER, herb, HERB. And it's also the original wormwood combination. If you want to get some, I think he ordered these off of Amazon. So that's a little health tip for you today. Also, my husband is amazing. He got me white roses the other day. Married life. Such bliss. It's not always bliss. I tell you what, there are some weekends where we are at each other's throats. If you have lost a parent, I am going to tell you something I started doing after my mom passed away. And it has helped me immensely. Because a lot of things are happening, you know. People are still going to have babies that she knew, and there's going to be things I want to tell her. I was on Facebook one day. It was a few days after she died. David was at work because she died on a Sunday, so he was at work. And I said to I saw on Facebook, I was like, oh my gosh, this happened. And I forget if it was one of my friends or if it was someone else. And I was like, oh, I should say this. I can't wait to show. Mom's not here. I held it up to my ceiling. I said, this song. And then there was one day I was looking at something on Facebook and I was like, oh my gosh, Dave, look at this. I got to show Mom. Mom's not here. So I started writing to her. Started writing this a year and 4 months after she died. Wrote about my brother when he was in the hospital. So it's been a year and 4 months since God called you home. And this, I still cry sometimes. And then my friend Blaze, they were going to be a dad. He was having a little boy. And Dad hasn't gone back to church yet at that point. And I was talking about Kathy Moyer, Stuart's daughter-in-law, and that they were getting married. I told what her father-in-law had actually said to my grandfather and grandmother, that they were going to be sort of related now. Her I was struggling with money at one point, so Grandma, without me asking and me telling her no, she gave me $200. To think her dad doesn't know about the money he gave me an old door panel so I could make her a sign saying Grandma's never run out of hugs and help. I went to my grandmother. I was going to ask my dad for some money. I was really struggling. I had no money. I had very little money in the bank. I had like $30 to my name. I was really struggling with money, and my car registration needed to be renewed, and I had something else I had to pay for. I forget what it was, and I just didn't have the money at all. And I was going to ask my dad for $200. And my grandmother, and I said to Grandma, I don't want you to give me any money. I'll ask Dad. And going to my dad and asking my dad for money help is the scariest thing in the world for me to do. I did not want my grandmother's help, but before I left, she just like, here, so you don't have to ask your dad. So I said to my dad, I said, I want to make a present for Grandma. Do you have like a whole piece of driftwood or something? And my dad is a pack rat. Okay, guys? He is a self-employed carpenter since he was 18. Okay? My dad is a pack rat. We had 2 chicken houses that were filled with stuff. The one chicken house we tore down to make room for his shop that he has stuff in. And we had a corn crib that came down a storm that he had stuff in, so we had to get rid of stuff. And he has this loft in the one barn. We have a big barn, guys, and it's split up into like different parts. He has tons of stuff in the one bay of the barn, and the feed entry, and then the old dogs when he has stuff in. And I think there's another bay. I think he has stuff in there. I'm not sure. The top barn he has stuff in. And then there's a side part to the barn that's closed off from the other parts of the barn. It's like the loft area. He has stuff there. In the bottom, he has stuff in. There's this big, long chicken house that he has stuff in. Me and Brandon, when my dad does pass on, which I'm hoping that's not going to be for a long time, but when my dad does pass on, it is going to take me and Brandon months, like probably a year, to go through everything and decide what we're going to keep and what's going. My dad gets a dumpster once to twice a year to try to clean up his stuff. You wouldn't even know he's cleaned anything up. You wouldn't know. You really wouldn't. You never know. You never would. Never. I love my dad. My dad is awesome. So if I ever need wood, I know where to go. Like, Dad, you got some wood? My dad has wood galore. And, I always know where to go. Like, if you guys see a sign above my door, my daddy made that. My daddy did not make that shelf. My hubby made that shelf. My daddy did not make that shelf. My hubby made that shelf. I'm not sure if my daddy made my desk. I'm not sure where that actually came from. I have a chest of drawers upstairs that my daddy made. My daddy is very talented. He says he's semi-retired. He does a lot of work for his wife, and there's some, if you're self-employed and you get to that age of retirement, there's always going to be certain people that you want and will keep doing stuff for. My brother's old kindergarten teacher is now retired from teaching for quite a few years, but her husband is no longer alive, but she still is. And you know, if let's say with the wind today, it blew her storm door off. She could call my dad, and even though it's 1:30 in the afternoon, he would go out right now to her house and see if he could fix that storm door today yet. It's just the way my dad is. I know in my 30s and still calling him my daddy. It's just the way it is. I have formed a really close relationship with my dad since my mom passed away. We were never this close when she was alive. Me and my dad. I have definitely become a daddy's girl. I didn't used to be, but I've definitely become a daddy's girl. And now I gotta go before I start crying about it. My dad is at, I'm not even pregnant, and my dad has already picked out his grandparent name. The captain. We had a family that we knew, that my parents knew, and his kids always called him the captain, never dad or daddy. It was always the captain. And so when I guess it was his daughter got pregnant, and she's like, "So, Dad, what do you want?" Or said, "Captain, what do you want the grandchildren to call you?" And he's like, "The captain." So now my dad wants that. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today for a long video. Remember, I love you, God loves you, and God made you special.